Find yourself a comfy chair, grab a pen and paper. Get ready to learn secret nuggets, the secret sauce to conquering your entrepreneurial dreams from today's top influencers. She's the jewel of the crown of the Pheiff Group, founder of the Crazy Ones community, with her distinctive voice known everywhere. Your host, Connie Pheiff.
Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I hope it has been fabulous. I know for me it has. And there's a lot going on this week. We had the inauguration yesterday, which well, that's a whole nother conversation that we could talk about. But I've talked to so many people today about it, and they're excited about it, and we have something new going on, and hopefully we're off to really a new path forward and something really fun and exciting. And the biggest challenge that I have, or that I'm hearing from a lot of entrepreneurs, because they were really paying close attention to that to see how it's going to affect them and their business, is they're really still uncomfortable. But when I dug deeper and asking them, why are they feeling uncomfortable, and where is that coming from, and it's really truly understanding where they are and the place that they're in. They're uncomfortable doing cold calls. They're uncomfortable really telling their friends that, hey, you know what, 2020 has just been a hell of a year, and I've decided that I'm going to step out and become an entrepreneur. And of course, they're calling them crazy because they're doing it. And so I just want to invite you, if you're one of them, come on in and join our Crazy Ones community, because that's what it's all about. Now, I really want to share the remake, the redo, the facelift, the makeover for the Connie Pheiff show. We've been running this show almost 9 years. When I look back, it was pretty scary to think that I started this 9 years ago. And we've come this far, and we have thousands of followers on the show and a lot of major networks. But we have another major network we're actually going back to, and that's the C-Suite network. And we'll be on C-Suite Radio, C-Suite TV, and we're super excited to make that happen, because we're bigger and better, and we're taking the show in so many new directions, because we are now live streaming for online television, and way super excited about that. So the guy that started all of this is with us here today, and I'm going to bring him on in just a minute. He is the chair of the C-Suite Network, and he is just doing amazing things with this network and bringing people together and sharing and learning and best practices and how to do it, how to get it done, how to conquer your entrepreneurial dreams. So come on in, Jeffrey Pheiff, or Jeffrey Hazlett. Jeffrey Pheiff. Come on in, Jeffrey Hazlett, and let's talk about it. I know.
Wow.
It's so funny because
so
Jeffrey.
crazy. I mean, first of all, I have to say, I love your music. It's awesome.
Oh,
It a little bit of that Kentucky bluegrass, maybe a little bit of that stuff.
Oh,
Maybe that's
yeah,
coming through.
we're bringing that in. Actually, I had it made and created by Lonnie Park, who used to be banjo player, lead guitarist for Reba McEntire and a lot of other groups.
Wow.
So he's the guy that created that music for me. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And we're so glad, Connie, to have you on C-Suite Radio. Last year, C-Suite Radio grew by 450% in terms of listeners. It's the world's largest podcast network. To be able to have you there with C-Suite TV, C-Suite Radio, C-Suite everything is just fantastic. Especially, I want to know more from you about this Crazy Ones network. Sounds like more fun than the C-Suite network.
It is fun. And that's exactly because people people think I'm crazy, that I want to have my own business and I want to shift. And I don't know about you, when I left corporate and told people that I was starting my own business, I got, you're crazy. What are you doing? You worked your way up the ladder. You became CEO, and now you want to step out. And I said, but I'm still CEO. I'm the CEO of my own business. So,
right. Exactly right.
So,
and of course, you know that I was the chief marketing officer of Eastman Kodak. I left that, then went on to become, my own host of my own television show on Bloomberg. And then that led me to CBS. And then now here we are with C-Suite Radio, C-Suite TV, C-suite book club, C-suite network, all things C-suite. So it's just great to have such a headliner like you on our network to be able to, to reach out to so many business leaders with inspiring information and to be able to give them a place, a place where you can feel comfortable to be able to share, to
Right.
learn, to cheer. That's the big thing.
Right. That's what Crazy Ones is. It's like Cheers. You come in, you're welcome, and I know C-suite is this way too. And you're accepted for who you are, and it doesn't matter what your background is or where you come from. You're accepted, and again, you're one of the crazy ones. And I love Steve Jobs, and of course, comes from that. Um, and it's those people that are really changing the world, and that's really what entrepreneurs do. They're stepping up to the plate, they're making a difference, they're changing the world. And that's, and again, with C-suite network, there's such an alignment there. It only makes sense that we're part of the C-suite network.
Absolutely. You mentioned a place to belong, and it's so important right now with all the division that we've got in this country, red states,
Yeah.
blue states, left wing, right wing, whatever, Trump, Biden, it don't make a difference. Just the political stuff, black, white, lots of different places, and what's really
Hmm.
cool about the Crazy Ones network or even the C-suite network, it gives you a place to come in and you could take the armor off and have really great
Yes.
conversations and then learn from such leaders. You mentioned Steve Jobs. We used to have a focus executive program inside of Eastman Kodak. And so I was the officer that had to talk to Steve Jobs all the time because we were partners with
Okay.
Apple. So
Okay.
I've had to have those very frank conversations, where we'd be suing them, they'd be suing us. I'd say these words to him, he'd say these nasty words back to me. Of course, my words were kind of nasty too, meaning we can't say them on broadcast, But I do remember,
Right.
you brought me to this thought. Last time I saw Steve, I was leaving the Oscars. Of course, Eastman Kodak was a sponsor, was at the Kodak Theater, and
Hmm.
we were in the motion picture
Right.
business. And my wife and I were leaving, and Steve, of course, was sick at the time. There was a lot of rumors going on about Steve, and he was standing
Right.
there under a heat lamp with his wife. And the last interchange that I had with Steve wasn't very good. It was a really rough phone call where we
Mm.
were really shouting at
Okay.
each other and so forth because he's known to do that, and of course I'm known to not
Right.
take it. And I
Right.
remember Tammy was going down the stairs to go get into our limo to go back to our hotel, and I said, "Sweetheart, could you wait right here?" And I walked back up the steps to where he and his wife, and I just said some very nice words because I didn't want my last words to
Nice.
Steve to be negative. And so we shook
Right.
hands, said a few nice things, and it, of course, was a number of months afterwards he passed. But it was good to have
Right.
that conversation. Yeah, and I knew I was leaving Kodak at the time too, so that was in
Oh, okay. So it
February,
was
and I had left Kodak by May. Yeah, so there's a good story.
okay. All right. Well, I mean, the one lesson that he shared and that I've always taken away from what he had said is it's not about creating a business that's better than somebody else because again, in the entrepreneurial space, there's so many people out there doing the same thing. The trick is the key is how are you doing it different?
Yeah, yeah, and make it
You know?
yours. I mean,
Yeah.
there are a lot of people. We have a lot of thought leaders. We have a lot of speakers, authors.
Mhm.
Coaches, trainers. We have a lot of certainly 350,000 executives that part of our network,
Right.
and millions that either watch us or listen to us every single day, every single month.
Right.
And in
Mhm.
that, what I always tell people is there's no right way or wrong way. There's your way. Do it your way. And the most
Yeah.
important thing to do
Mhm. Right.
is to do it your way. And no matter how it turns out, it's yours. And
Yeah.
that's what's really cool. That's why you left being a CEO and now become another CEO and do it yourself, which is part of the deal.
That's right. Doing it the way I want to be doing it. And we do the same thing with our talent and the folks that we work with. Again, do it your way. Somebody else's way is already taken. So you need to find your voice and find the way that you do it. And that's when it comes across very genuine. That's when people are truly believe in you and trust you and want to be working with you, working side by side with you. Well, I know you have another program to jump to And I know you have a wine tasting tonight. If you want to share a couple minutes of it, I'm sure a lot of our folks might want to jump in and do a little wine tasting with you.
Well, we'll have to get you in one of the next ones. We have a wine tasting series, just like we have a leadership series, digital leadership series. We have ongoing events all the time, but our wine event is something that we do with some very exclusive wines all over the United States. And we get executives who want to come and join us. You sign up, we ship you the wine. We don't make money. It's just a social event. It's a chance for us to get together. Right. Tonight, we're tasting some wines from Jessup Cellars. We're going to I know there's going to be one or two tawny ports, and then we're also going to do a late harvest Chardonnay. And I'm pretty excited about doing all those because those are all my favorites. And it should be a lot of fun. And we're doing it with Jessup and Handwritten, I think, are the two wineries that were involved. So it's going to be exciting. They're in Napa and Rutherford or Yountville, one of the two, but right up in that area. And it's going to be a lot of it'll be an exciting time. I think we've got about 40 executives joining us. And they can be a little bit more intimate for us with these, because we have, I say intimate because we might have 400 or 4,000 people at one of our events.
Oh, you're virtual. You're intimate. I used to do a wine, be part of a wine club in DC when I was with the U.S. Chamber, and every month somebody would take turn hosting it at their home, and then we had a wine connoisseur who would say, "This is the wine that we're going to be testing for the night," and whether it be German or Brazilian or so you'd have to go to looking for that, and we would order it ourselves and bring the bottles with us.
Exactly.
I just enjoy drinking.
Yeah, me too. And then every Sunday I host a Scotch event. So for anybody that wants to go to that, reach out to Connie. And I host a Scotch, or we call it the Scotch Sunday. But you can bring bring whatever you want. We don't care.
Well, what kind I'd be. Well, you know what I'd be bringing? My bourbon.
Your bourbon. We like to see people bring brown liquor, but they can bring anything. We won't make fun of you, even if you don't drink. If you're no longer a drinker, you just want to come for the conversation. That's great. But if you bring a rosé, we will make fun of you. We will make fun of you.
All right, Jeffrey Hazlett, we better let you go because you have to.
Thank you.
But I just want everyone to know. Connie Pheiff Show, new makeover, new facelift. You want to join us on Wednesday, January 27th. And the link is conniepfeiff.com/Connie Pheiff Show to register to be part of our live studio audience. And we're super excited about that as well, that we have a live studio audience with us. So we want you there. We have a lot of prizes. We have a lot of giveaways. We have cash giveaways. We have a little program going on that we're building out where we're going to hot seat some of our folks in the audience. So you want to be sure that you get registered. Again, we'll put the link in the note here so you know how to spell Pheiff, but it's conniepfeiff.com/Connie Pheiff Show. So we're looking forward to seeing you next week. And if you want to get in a wine club or a bourbon club or a Scotch club, we'll drop that in the notes below as well. So you can check that out too with the C-Suite Network. Until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Conquer your entrepreneurial dreams. Attend the Connie Pheiff Show with a front row seat of her new live stream show. We know you're powerful and you mean business. Now show the world in 2021. Connie's guests this episode include Jarek Robbins, Jeffrey Hazlett, Carlos Sequeira, Angela Cusack, Aaron McCormick, and Rebecca Louise Smith. Learn their secrets on how to multiply your sales, increase performance, and conquer whatever is put in front of you. Time to shake up your world. Secure your seat now. Conquer your entrepreneurial dreams in 2021.